All right, that's it, buddy.
And
We
we are
are
on
live.
Instagram as well.
I am going to go live on Instagram right now.
Cool. Cool.
As soon as it'll let me hit the button, which it never does.
That's annoying.
I believe.
I do think we are live. So,
Right
hello. And oh my goodness, let's turn that down. That's got to be annoying, huh? Just me hearing my own voice twice. Anyways,
it's Tuesday night, Josh.
Yes, it is. Welcome to Dark Horse Tackle Live. I am Josh.
I'm Zach.
And we are your hosts because we are also the owners of Dark Horse Tackle. But hey, real quick, while everybody gets settled in here, we're going to show you this really cool thing that Zach made. It's called an introduction. And this is what real live streams and real podcasts do. So hold on to your hats, everybody. Wow. Look at that.
Over the rainbow.
That was beautiful, man. That was
something.
Beautiful.
Missed the little head roll thing going on.
The head roll thing, huh?
Yeah. I didn't see that part. It could have just been me.
One of these things?
Well, you know, whenever my head knocks your head out of the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you missed that? I got it. I had it in there.
Well, that means hopefully everybody else saw it then, too.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of folks on, though.
Van Tyne is streaming from his 70-inch TV. You know, that's funny. People always talk about the size of their TVs. They love talking about the size of their TVs. And Ryan, I'm sorry, I just keep giving you crap like every week. You just really sign up for it. You know, or what was I calling him 2 weeks ago? Brady?
I don't remember.
I don't either. I don't either. Anyway.
Every week.
Just really thank you, Ryan, for watching. We really do appreciate it. And thank you all to our customers. Look, we had a little bit of a shipping hiccup this month. And boxes just got sent out yesterday. And they'll be there when they get there, man. It's
actually, it was a little more than a shipping hiccup, but we had a quality issue.
That is true.
And we are not going to send you something that we wouldn't use ourselves.
That is true.
So if it's not good enough for us, we're not sending it to you. And if that means you're going to get it a little late or a lot late, so that will happen from time to time. Very rare occurrence, but I do want everybody to know that September is on time and on point. So a lot less time between boxes.
So, yep. And right behind me, right here is actually one of the baits from the river box. So if you want to get your hands on some battle baits, naked minigun commandos, that's a lot. That's a lot of words. It's a lot of words. Do we
whackers, less words.
Oh,
people been getting their hands on that one.
Oh, people have been getting their Wii's whacked for almost a month. I'm whacking my Wii as much as I can right now, and that's all thanks to Brazalo. Thanks to Brazalo, I can whack my Wii again. Used to have to go to a gas station for that, but you know, I'm telling you what, if you're not watching this, you are missing out, and it does suck for you because I'm telling you, this is probably the most entertaining under the radar fishing podcast live stream, whatever you want to call it. This side of the Mississippi, and by this side I mean both sides, baby. Water wall, treetop, tall. Okay.
We got Love the Cast in the house.
We got Love the Cast. We got
Saint
Stone
Nick.
Man.
We got
Mr.
Pete.
Nick.
Yeah. There's some people.
Well, Tom Harrington, I will get your order out tomorrow. It'll ship tomorrow, dude. I just saw that you placed an order. Hello. Just saw that you placed an order today, and we do appreciate that. That is Dark Horse Tackle's probably top 5 guy. Top 5 guy in the world of the Dark Horse Tackle website, 100%. Listen, we got to get more people on this Instagram Live. This is crazy, man.
Instagram, Facebook,
this is
YouTube.
Crazy. We gotta get more people in here, man.
Yeah, you know.
Gregory's in here. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
What's up, Drew? Speaking of Drew Gregory, Drew Gregory is our special guest tonight. We're going to have him on at about 8:15 to give us a little update on how the KAS has been going and what's coming up. And what's up, Tommy?
Dan Darrington,
what's up, Dan?
Friend, Double D.
We got Fish Whistle Jesse. I'm not sure who that is.
Love
but
that.
Hey,
love that. Up? This is the last pile of stickers that I have right here.
I have a much larger pile of stickers.
Might have to come by and sweep some off of you this weekend.
Some people talk about how big their TVs are. Others talk about how big their pile of stickers is.
We got a big old pile of stickers, man. It's in the words of a politician, a massive pile of stickers, an incredible pile of stickers. Ha 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 ha!
Huge.
That's almost a 10-year-old joke. That's almost a 10-year-old joke. I'm embarrassed that I told that joke. I'm actually blushing at the fact that I told such a story.
Hey, all you guys on YouTube, or hey, Facebook, Instagram, tap that like button for us, huh?
Please.
Helps out.
It does. It does help.
So we had a little because August was such a upside down bass backwards month.
Yep.
I made a mistake. I did not put a golden ticket in a box.
That'll happen.
I am gonna say right here and now that Instagram Fish Whistle Jesse, we're giving you a golden ticket.
Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations, Fish Whistle. That's a $45 gift card. So
how about it, pal?
You're gonna I'm gonna need your email though. So email me at Zach, that's ZECH at darkhorsetackle.com. Zach, ZECH at darkhorsetackle.com. Email me your email address and I will send you a gift card, buddy.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Fish Whistle Jesse. You never know what's going to happen when you stop by a Dark Horse Tackle Live. You could actually get some fishing knowledge, some fishing tips, or you could just end up with a $45 gift card to the website that has the largest selection of American small business baits. And I will say it's the largest selection because if you can find a bigger one, I'd love to talk to them.
And Fish Whistle Jesse, if you do have any trouble with the email, just go to our website, go to the contact us page and do it that way.
Yep.
So that's housekeeping, baby.
Yeah,
I've got a little spoiler that I'm going to save for later on in the show. Something special coming up in December.
Yep. I would say it's quite average.
Yeah. But something neat coming up that we're going to tell you all about. So
we got a neat little deal.
Josh, I heard you were in the Salt.
Yeah, I was in Florida last weekend. I got a new respect for guys that saltwater fish. You know, I figured it'd be really easy. Just because it is kind of like the wild, wild west out there. You just really don't know what you're going to run into. I'm sure that the 95-degree heat may have had something to do with it. I probably wasn't out there when there was any kind of significant bite window, tides, moon phase, whatever excuse fishermen want to use for not catching any fish. I was using all of them. The moon was messed up. The tide was too low or too high, and it was too dang hot. So I couldn't catch any fish. But
excuses.
Right. So
excuses.
You know, I was primarily targeting snook and some of the other aggressive, species that sit in those inlets. I was throwing nothing but small business baits as usual. Picked up a pack of Gambler Lures Easy Shads. And if anybody doesn't want to say that Gambler Lures is a small American business, I'll give you my address. We can talk about it politely, or we can meet at the Pompano, Florida location in which their brick and mortar is. And then I was throwing a DOA Lures 1/8 ounce jig head with just the meanest 2-aught hook on it I've ever had for a swim bait jig head. And we might have to get that guy.
Might have to send some of them to you guys.
I should have just thrown a weed whacker out there or a glide.
That reminds me, Josh. That was our other thing we wanted to do tonight, and we can start now and then continue after Drew. But mission statement. what we do here at Dark Horse Tackle, because I see some comments here and there when Dark Horse Tackle is the topic of conversation. And sometimes I think people maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know. And that's cool. That's cool. But we want you to know. So we're going to go over it real quick.
It's called ownership.
Yeah. Dark Horse Tackle. What do? We support small American businesses. Okay. Josh?
Yeah. A small American business, or a small business, is it's not classified by money. It's not classified by how big of a building you have or who your customers actually are. It's actually classified by the amount of employees that you do have. So if a business, let's just say Strike King, okay, let's just say Strike King had 10 guys working there. That's a small business. Believe it or not, it's a small business. They might make $5 billion a year. It's still a small business.
But we know Strike King is a small business.
What we look for, right? Okay. Here are the foundational truths of Dark Horse Tackle that cannot be argued, that cannot be, it is non-subjective. It is 100% irrefutable fact. Is every month you are getting baits made by guys where 90% of your box is a proprietary something or other. A proprietary design, a proprietary color, a proprietary scent, a proprietary formula of their plastic, whatever it may be. These are items and products that these guys have put their heart and soul into. We are looking for salt of the earth people. We are looking for down-to-earth, very dedicated people. There are people that we have declined, yes, and they might be bitter about it. They only go with X, Y, and Z. There is a reason for that. X, Y, and Z has a proprietary product that we want to get our hands on because you, the customer, may or may not have seen it. I don't want to ruin anybody's day. As a Cinco fisherman myself, everybody has seen a 5-inch stickworm. I love you and I appreciate you for giving it your all, and I wish you the best, but we don't have that much room for just any kind of 5-inch stickworm. So we look at a proprietary blend, we look at a custom color, we look at the business itself, right? We look at the business itself. Does the business itself have other proprietary deals? Let's talk about Motion Fishing. They have a 5-inch stickworm. They also make one hell of a badass bladed jig. They also make one hell of a swim jig. They make a great flipping jig. They make great finesse jigs. That's why we go with that stickworm, because it gets you onto Motion Fishing as a whole. We want that whole to be
supporting small American business. Another very important thing, and a lot of times I hear
no yum dingers, Andrew. None at all.
I will hear people say, that's not.
Well, they're in a store.
That's not a small business, or they're in a store. Here's the deal. I bet you I could go to my lake and at least 50% of the people there will have not heard of said bait, whatever it may be. So one thing we look for is companies that you may not know about. Okay. I fished for probably 5-6 years before I knew who Lake Fork Tackle was. And a lot of the guys that buy our stuff, you guys fish a lot and you may know a little bit more than the average Joe, but a lot of the people that buy our box, they're just getting into it. And sometimes now Lake Fork Tackle is not the smallest small business, but their stuff is made in-house.
Yep.
They do make it with machines.
Zach.
Yeah.
Zach, you mean to tell me that if we were to grow our business good enough to the point where we had an expendable amount of cash to make our cash flow better and make better baits for people, that if we bought machines, we would be too big of a business?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. But
Zach, I thought that they just took chewed bubble gum and put it into plastic molds and called them fishing baits.
No. So
what's all this behind me then?
And that's another thing I'd like to point out is that the whole point of what we're doing is to promote these companies to get the word out about them, get their baits into people's hands. And, sometimes they get bigger and they succeed. And so sometimes they get bigger. I'm not going to stop supporting that business.
No.
So
especially if it sells.
Yeah. So, we do have a foundation. We do try to promote those baits that you may not have heard of, those companies that you may not have heard of, proprietary stuff. But we are also going to stay true to the. We're going to stick with the girl or girls that we brought to the dance. You know what I mean?
We're true to the game, man.
So
if you don't like it, you can go find another girl.
We can, if anybody has any questions that they would like to ask about all of this, they can. Hey, what is up, Larry from J Bros?
See, there's a small business with proprietary blends in the stinkiest freaking plastic I've ever smelled in my life. But we love him for that.
The fish seem to like it.
They don't mind it whatsoever.
But anyways, let's get Drew in here.
You want me to do that, or you got it?
And I got it. And get our KAS update. What's up,
Gregory?
Drew? What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
We can.
You got me?
Yeah.
All right, good. I haven't used these headphones in a while, so just checking. All is good. Cool. Well, what's up? Hey, I heard you guys talking about what you guys represent, and I thought, how cool is this that you guys represent? These small businesses that you maybe the baits and tackles that you maybe haven't heard of yet, and Kayak Adventure Series is kind of doing something similar on the other front with going to places and fisheries and areas that maybe aren't the big national names yet, but you and I, we all know already that they have incredible fishing. They just would never, maybe they didn't have this one single lake that was 20, 30, 40, 80,000 acres for a bass boat tournament to ever go there. So they've never been exposed. But kayak fishing, hey, we don't need one launch. We can have multiple places and launches and use different water types and have enough water for everybody. So exposing cool new fisheries is kind of what we're about. And you guys are exposing cool new baits and tackle, which is awesome.
Yeah, there's a reason why we sponsor you guys, man. We like it. We love it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
perfect.
The results minus, realistically, the Susky results were marginally more impressive than probably any tournament I've seen this year. To be able to catch 90 inches when the river's gone up 27,000 feet or whatever it was, it's pretty insane. But the results spoke for themselves. We do pay attention to that stuff, and a lot of the guys, what is it? It was the White River in Michigan, right? The White River.
There was a White, yep.
White Lake, I think it was.
There's White Lake and White River, and then there's a Muskegon Lake, and then there were several others. But
that just went to show you, that kind of thing. Like, dude, Michigan is chock full of fish. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, dude, any state that borders the Great Lakes, you cannot go. That state sucks for fishing because there is a monolith attached to that state that exists in where it is the wild, wild west of fishing, dude. You can be very successful out there.
That's true, man. That's true. Even Ohio, as much as, we rag on it, it's got great fishing up there, in that lake still. I know it's maybe not the best part of the most, the most focused on area for the bass boat world. You can get like more Buffalo and over that direction, or you get like the St. Clair and Detroit River, but hey, it's got great fishing all the way around. It's just hard for us as kayak anglers to obviously out there on the offshore stuff.
A little difficult to navigate
the boat, so we don't. Yeah, but there's in the bays are great. The harbors are great, and then actually there's better fishing in Ohio than people actually realize. That living here now, you can look at my last Instagram post or two. Yesterday or a couple days ago with my kids, just from the side of the road, caught it like a 6-pounder on a prototype bait that I'm working on. So speaking of baits here and tackle, that one day will be in a box. I'm pretty sure we'll get.
They will
one day. It's a really cool bait, and it's not. I can't say anything more than just that. A lot of the baits I'm working on they're whole new kind of baits, like categories of baits. They're weird, wild, different stuff that. Like a chatterbait was unique, right, when it came out. So anyway, it was pretty cool being able to catch that. But the fishing here is not bad. And what's crazy is I like to compare it to golf. For the tournament's sake, okay, the Susquehanna you just mentioned, that was a wild weather event, but like the British Open, okay?
Right.
The weather there is windy, it's links golf, it's nasty, it's cold in the middle of the summer. But dude, that is what makes it exciting, just because you just don't know what's going to happen. You got to stay in it mentally up here, and someone still has to win. And if the rough is 2 feet high, or the greens are so fast to the Masters, it's like putting on glass. It doesn't matter. It's like going to win. And even if you went to Ohio or New Jersey, some of the states that are quote unquote greatest, not the greatest for fishing, when you put everyone together for a tournament, it still creates this. You're all fishing for the biggest fish in those waters, in that pond, right? So it still creates excitement for the sport, and that's what we're all about, just having fun and some excitement.
So what's your overall take thus far? You're four tournaments in?
4 tournaments in. I would say it's tough. You got to almost split them in half, because 2 of them have been tropical stormed out. So we've won the unlucky weather lottery twice. And but we still had, good turnouts in both of those, even though a lot of people backed out the Susquehanna, understandably. Obviously, if the forecast was calling what it was calling for, we had to move that event to Friday only and make it all day. So, other than those 2, kind of you take away the weather that you can't control, obviously, which we're due good weather for like 10 years after that. So I think the first couple events with having, close to 100 unique people, when you add in all the divisions, the microbag, the team, and all that, first year of our series, 150 something entries when you combine all the actual entries. I'm pretty happy with that. I think the other 2 events would have had that if not for the weather. And I think we can get there in Wisconsin as well. And we'll just keep learning from every event, just keep learning what to do better with time of the year or whatever it may be, locations we go to, and just keep getting better. The most important thing I think I've taken away is how many people have come to me and said, this is the most fun I've ever had. And I'm dropping as much other stuff as I can, in their lives. Like, whatever, you got we all have a lot of stuff going on, kids, family, other tournaments, other stuff we do, right? But they were saying, I'm dropping as much as I can to fish as many of these as I possibly can this year, and I'm all in on as many as I can next year. And that tells me that we're doing something right, even though this is the first year and we've had a little bit. I don't know. I'd say I'd give us like a 7 out of 10. We've had little quirks with the streams, the live streams, and the awards, but it's just, you got to like do it to learn it, right? And how it's going to work with the viewer experience at home versus the theater experience, and how to like manage all that, and a few other little things. But honestly, everyone's had a blast. No one else is. I'm giving myself a very hard grade. I think most people would say we're doing more like a 9 out of 10, but everyone got their checks right on the stage. They cashed them immediately the next day. There, has been no drama. Everyone's having fun. The fellowship is great. The Bass U brunch and seminars are great. The fishing has been awesome, despite the weather, right? It's still been great. Like you said, 90 something inches on the Susquehanna with those conditions. So, I mean, I think it's been a success, and hopefully we can keep this format and this rule set and structure just growing, and people seeing that it's cool to have variety and let people fish rivers, lakes, creeks, use live scope, motors, just a paddle and just a $200 kayak if they want, or whatever, and let everybody have kind of an equal chance by accessing anywhere that's public, or just all the different ways that we can catch them, right? And so it's the opposite of what Bassmaster, Major League Fishing are dealing with the live scope thing, which is dominated to the point where they got to do something about it, because it's a one-dimensional, like every play in the football game is a run play, and it's almost like it's working better than passing, so we just have to keep running, and everyone's bored because they know it's a run. And you might be able to throw a jig head minnow or a drop shot or do something different, and that might be like an end around or a sweep or a quarterback wildcat or a little bit different run, but it's all run. It's all boring once we know what's coming. And now they got to deal with that. Well, we don't have that problem. We let people do whatever they want. And actually, if you look at our tournaments, the results have come out beautifully, in the fact that, half the top, or I'd say 33% of the top 10 is in a lake. It's flat water, right? Pond, lake, whatever. And 33% are in like, maybe moving water, creek, and then another 33% is maybe they're more like offshore. Or sorry, lake banks was my first one, like a bank somewhere. And then some people are fishing offshore as well in the lakes, like another 33%. So
nice,
even
nice, man, very nice. I know. When Josh and I were able to make it out to Michigan, that it was a good experience. Very good.
All
experience.
I wanted to do was fish the Muskegon, and that's where the
that's where it came from. Hey, we'll have to come back, man. We'll have to go back.
So
another one.
What do we got coming up?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin
River Fest is coming up, and it's going to be epic because, when we announce this, and we'll go live tomorrow at 11 with the Kayak Adventure Series live stream from 11 to 12. We'll have Jeff Little on, Christine Fisher. We're going to have Brian Coyne on, local up there in Wisconsin, who is kind of going to give us an update on the waters, how they're fishing, water levels, clarity, weather, all that stuff. But, Christine, when we first, mentioned this location, the Wisconsin River, she said it's better than the Susquehanna. Now, she's fished it a little bit further up than we are, but it's good all the way until it flows into the Mississippi, a couple pools below La Crosse. So it's all good, and she's excited. She's coming, like I said, to fish it and do a seminar, and Jeff Little's doing a seminar, and Josh Trinko, who's fished up there in that area. So they're going to talk a little bit about Northwoods, smallmouth fishing tomorrow on the live stream. But people are excited about it because there's apparently like these giant smallmouth and giant largemouth too, and they get like 6-7 pounds in the river.
It's awesome,
and it's a very good kayak fishery in the sense that not all the river is very navigable with boats and it's not because it's shallow and rocky, because it's shallow and sandy. If you look at the
sandbars
screen,
everywhere.
Yeah, if you look at the screen, which, dude, I'll even show you guys a little something here, because you're using StreamYard now. I can add to the screen here my Google Maps. If you guys want to pull it in, you can.
Yeah.
And you'll see I've got some of this river here. So look at all this sand.
Oh, wow.
See this? So it gets so sandy and shallow that a lot of boats don't fish it. There's not a lot of boat traffic. And then how it is when you go up north. A lot of people just don't fish for bass. They fish for other species. So it doesn't get pressure because of that reason to begin with. And they can't navigate it. Look, how do you get through there if you're a boat? Unless you really know the river and the sandbars move. So, but there's plenty, even though it's shallow, it still hits banks and it's deep. You see what I'm saying? There's wood on this banks, and there's still rock when it hits those banks and moves. And there's bass there, and there's other rivers and tributaries that come in and oxbows and lakes. And that's just downstream of the city. You've got the Lake Wisconsin area right here that has, smallmouth and largemouth in it. Got some more vegetation and stuff like that, lily pads. But then up here, as the Wisconsin River loops around, you got a lot more just this crazy, wild stuff. These like other tributaries and these oxbow lakes. That satellite image is in the winter, but you can still see there's plenty of other wild places just to go and explore. And it's
wow, that looks like a really neat fishery.
Yeah, it really is going to be cool. So I can't wait to see.
I'm bummed. I'm very bummed that we are. Not. I'm not. I don't know if Josh is, but there's no way I can make it. But I'm bummed about it, man.
No, that was the one I was really looking at because they get freaky up there, man. Like there's just a time of the year up north where it's just dynamite, and that like August to September time, like they really. Even October, dude.
Yeah.
Like they're cooling down in September, October, but that's when up north they're just really firing up.
Absolutely. Next year, you guys can try to make it to the upper Mississippi for that. We're calling that, what is that? The Smalley Showdown or something on the upper Mississippi. Again, I know it's even further away than this, but it is the world class. Everyone's excited about that event because I think people know what lives there, and it's going to be 100 inches probably to win that one for sure in smallmouth. So
hey, I know one tournament next year I'm going to make it to for sure.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Brood stock, man.
Yeah, coming to Northwest Pennsylvania.
Yep,
that's freaking fantastic.
That is going to be cool. You guys.
It is such a nice little town too that you guys are hosting it in.
Oh, Oil City.
Oh yeah.
No,
Franklin.
Franklin.
Oil City, Franklin. Yeah, they're sister cities. Yeah, it's going to be epic. People don't know what they're in for. Yeah, Daniel Darrington's in the comments saying you can't wait, and it's going to be a good time. Just having one that close to me too, and We might have another schedule change that might change. That might bring one close over to Josh. We'll see. Next year we might have one little schedule swap we got to do, but we'll keep it on the same weekend. So we'll see if that ends up happening or not. But
I hope it's not actually Columbus.
So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
That'd be weird.
I can't say too much about it. I don't want to leave that suspense, but it's good fishery.
Awesome.
You could tap into the Scioto and do Griggs and O'Shaughnessy, and then below that. But I mean, you could also do the Maumee where it taps into like Lake Erie and stuff like that. Either way, I mean, fish will be caught.
Yep, there's better fishing in all those rivers and creeks than people think. And there's been some in Ohio. There has been some local tournaments that have been one with 97 inches, 94 recently. So they're there. There's fish there. But I'm gonna keep a poker face because it may not even be in Ohio. But I know about all those rivers and how good they are. So we'll see if it ends up being there or somewhere else.
Right. It's not just the rivers. I mean, dude, if you gave people, because Columbus is a 20-minute city, all right, I could go from Hoover Reservoir to Alum, then to O'Shaughnessy or Griggs in less than an hour, and that's deloading and then reloading. I could get from Hoover to Alum in 15 minutes if I was busting my ass.
That's if you can make it without stopping at all the juicy ponds along the way.
Yeah.
Which my God, there's so many.
Talking about Ohio being booty cheeks, buddy. You live in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Like you can't. I fished Pennsylvania and I fished Ohio.
He must be watching on Instagram. I don't see his comment. He's on the
Instagram. Yeah.
He's an Instagram.
He is an Instagrammer.
Always running his mouth, man.
So you've got a live, and you do a live every Wednesday, don't you, Drew?
We do. We've done it pretty much every Wednesday. I think we maybe have missed one or two, and obviously the Wednesdays of our tournament week, we have that in the evening, and it's more like our, I wouldn't say rules. It's like our need to know. So it's not like it's
gotcha.
You're really only watching it if you're in the tournament, So we'll see that. But I'm excited, man. I can't wait for next year for all the. I mean, I could actually share the screen and show the schedule before I leave here.
Sure.
But let's see if I can pull it up here. Let's share this. And so click on events. You can click on 2025 schedule.
I'll get you in there.
Oh, you got me?
Yep.
2025 schedule under the events tab. It's already all up. And Ocalapalooza, February 21st and 22nd. That one is going to be unreal. Who doesn't want to get out of the cold winter, right?
Right.
And then March 28th and 29th is the weekend after the Bassmaster Classic. And this is an hour and a half away from Dallas-Fort Worth. So come to the Classic, stay the week, and fish the new Lake Bodark in Texas. They just opened it this year. It's flooded. It's pretty much almost 100% full if it's not full already. And they filled it with literally every offspring, every bass they stocked it with is an offspring of a Share Lunker bass. It was 14 pounds. So they're all like these. It's insane. So they're building the next Lake Fork there, and it's 16. I think it's around 16,000 acres. Oof. It's one of the rare things that happen these days. A big lake built. So 16,000 is like I want to say it's a little smaller than Lake Fork. You know what I mean? But it's like rare to have a lake that big made anymore, right? We just don't do it. We don't want to disrupt the natural, environment, the flow of the water. Plus, we have all the lakes we need for water and stuff like that. But every once in a while, they got to make another one. And so it's kind of rare. But now they know how much economy fishing brings in. So it's like, if we're going to make a lake for water and power and everything, we might as well make it awesome for fishing. That way.
What's that lake called again?
Bodark. It's BOISD like apostrophe ARC. Boys. It looks like Boys Day Arc. And it's epic. You can start doing your research on the like the swamp there is flooded. The trees, you can just go out there. They left so much stuff just naturally.
Oh, it's man-made for sure.
So yeah, it's pretty impressive fishery. Then May 2nd and 3rd, the South Boston Bassathon in South Boston, Virginia, which is on the border of Virginia, North Carolina. So you're going to get North Carolina lakes and Virginia lakes and rivers inbounds on that one. That's pretty cool. And then June 6th and 7th is TBA still. And that one in July right now, the Smalley Showdown, August 15th and 16th, that Riverboat Revival. That'd be the one that will potentially stay that weekend. We'll still use that weekend, might move somewhere else. And then potentially could even swap with that July 11th, the 12th date. They could flip-flop the the dates, but we're still using those exact dates. And then September 12th and 13th, Broodstock 2, an Allegheny adventure.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
man.
Very nice.
Yeah.
One thing you and I had talked about it a couple of times, and I was astounded at the numbers. But can you give us just a real quick rundown before you go of how much money and prizes are going out at Broodstock?
Yeah, this year. So Broodstock is the finale. So we should pull up our Broodmaster thing as well. But there are
you're a He-Man guy.
yeah, we should pull them up. You might have to go on another tab and go to Instagram and pull it up that way.
That'll be Josh, not me.
Harder for me to share. Well, I could share my screen and add the file. But anyway, Broodstock. Okay, Bowling Green, Kentucky. And actually, let me just do this again. Let me pull this screen up because I need to show you the page. And you guys know there's about $40,000 in prizes, not cash, from the anglers that you guys are all going to obviously pay in with your entry fees and will pay back out. So it could be $50,000 or $60,000 total once you add that cash in. But Broodstock is going to pay out a lot of prizes. Now that's also including our AOI and Team of the Year prizes, but a lot of extra stuff has been held back for this event. It's going to be epic. We're just making it one last big giant party. And it's going to be held at the National Corvette Museum that we're renting out for our tournament headquarters. And across the street, across the interstate, technically across the interstate from it, is their National Corvette Museum Motorsports Park. So we're actually having I'll show you this. We're having our here it is right here. There it is. We're having our opening ceremonies and closing ceremonies at the Motorsports Park.
Oh, cool.
And on us, we've rented all the go-karts and stuff, I think, for a couple hours. You guys can go-kart for a couple hours. If you want to actually drive a real Corvette on the road course, I think that's on you. That's like $400. Okay, I think
can you drive the real Corvette on the road course with the with the little guys there?
No, definitely not. I think they have a pace car you might even have to follow on that road course. I'm not sure, maybe not. But either way, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have our opening ceremonies there, closing ceremonies, and you can see it's a pretty cool place there as I scroll through some of those pictures. And they have they got wiped out by tornadoes. They have a brand new building with a rooftop, seating area and bar that we're going to hang out at. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And then the cool thing about this, guys, is they got the cool Chevrolet Theater inside the National Corvette Museum. So we're going to have a nice high-tech theater for our award ceremony. And you guys are going to film a lot of cool stuff with your GoPro so we can show it on that screen there. And it's going to be a real cool, video experience. And
he wasn't asking everybody. He was telling you, you're going to film.
Yeah, you're going to film. You're going to film. That
and then share it.
Even better. People are starting to learn that on the Kayak Adventure Series. They're all they regret it when they get there and on stage, they caught this giant fish and they just have the picture and they're like, man, I really wish I would have filmed that. To have the memory, not just of them on stage and winning the big bass or whatever it is, the prizes. It's to have that memory and to be able to show that on the screen whenever somebody else has an awesome, because we give away a GoPro Hero 12 Black to whoever films the biggest fish that caught at the event. Not the biggest caught. I mean, the biggest on GoPro captured. So not the big bass of the event. It could be a 17, 18 incher. It's just you were the one who caught the biggest fish on film. So you get a GoPro Hero 11 or Hero 12, Black at each event. So they regret that they don't do it for the memory and the fact that they could have won, $400 camera with just filming that fish. And then, of course, they think how cool the fight was. And they're kind of like, man, I would have loved to have that on camera for a memory. But anyway, I did want to say one other thing about the Broodstock. We are actually going to, it's hard to probably see on this map here, but there is a wildlife management area. See all these lakes like right here?
Holy cow.
Strip mines and all these things. This is called Peabody Wildlife Management Area. And of course, we have other lakes and bounds that are awesome. I mean, Nolan Lake is up here. It's giant.
That looked a little bit like AEP in South.
Exactly, Ohio. It does, like AEP. We've got Barron River lake right here. So good fish in all these lakes. We've got the Green River, the Barron River, Nolan River. But I think people are starting to get just a little excited because we added in something that was a little bit of a curveball, just a very Kayak Adventure Series sort of thing like we did in Missouri, where we allowed the wildlife management area there. It was called I can't remember the name of it. Mingo, I think Mingo Wilderness, and was a gigantic wilderness that had swamps and creeks and in some ponds. And actually, the winter actually ended up coming from there. And then, of course, the other top 10 was littered with people from every other part of the boundary. But it's just cool that we could throw in some unique fisheries like that, you know. So people are excited to fish it, and you can see some pictures of, you know, of some of those. Like that's one of the ponds there. And of course they're small. They you know, locals can fish them from the bank. You can get little boats in there. You know, there's some more pictures of some of them. So will it play? Will it not play? We don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Time will tell, I guess, because you can see it. But they're nice looking little ponds, and some may dry up and not have anything good. But it's all about exploring and adventuring. Yep. So we'll see what happens.
Well, thanks for coming on, Drew.
Yeah, buddy.
Appreciate you, Drew.
And I'm sure we'll be having you on here and there. We do one of these every other Tuesday. So we'll I think we'll try to get you on every once in a while.
Yeah.
A little update and
keep the updates coming. Yep. Yeah. And then Broodstock will be here and gone before you know it. We'll be talking about all those events next year and kind of getting people pumped up and excited, because if you're smart, you're planning your 2025 season in the winter, you know, well before vacation, getting it all cleared with significant other and all that fun stuff. And then
just doing it.
Just doing it. There you go. Just like I'm telling them to GoPro themselves. You're just saying, I'm just doing it. Mm-hmm. Honey, I'm doing this.
Hey, look, I'm going to this new lake in Texas, and all the fish are going to be 3 pounds by the time they're 6 months old. So,
yeah. You're going to be the broodmaster. You're going to go pillage and plunder. Show that graphic if you guys get a chance. Show it.
I got it.
And pull it up and let people know that you're trying. So the Broodstock is an open event. We forgot to mention that. Yeah, we're going to crown the Angler of the Year and the Team of the Year, but it's an open event. Anyone can fish it. So let's
are you getting the action figure made?
We should get the action figure made, but I'm going to read it so everyone can hear the poem. All right, so we're going to get the action figure. We probably are going to get them made or put them on a shirt. So when we announced Broodstock, the director of recreation for the state of Pennsylvania came on our big screen, you know, at the theater in Pennsylvania, and he called it Broodmaster by mistake. He said, "You're going to be right here back in 2025 for Broodmasters 2 in the, you know, oil region of Pennsylvania." Anyway, we laughed at that, had a good joke about it. Then on stage, I realized that is the most perfect name for the winner of Broodstock, to just be the Broodmaster. Then it kind of morphed into this like comic book hero dude that just pillages and plunders through all the lakes and creeks, takes what he wants, you know, lock your kids and wives and everybody up, and you know, in the streets he's just a menace to everybody. Well, he's actually respectful. All the ladies' moms love him. He's actually a very respectful guy to the women. But you get what I'm saying. He's this cool character that just catches a lot of fish. All the babes love him. He has to fight him off with his pole. And anyway, the poem, if you can't read it, goes like this. Who will be Broodmaster? He pillages and plunders through rivers, lakes, and creeks. At the sight of him, skunks lay bass at his or her feet. With a brain 10 times stronger than live scope, he renders the best anglers into a 2D joke. If Chuck Norris enters, Broodmaster laughs, and with an 8'3" Renaissance extra heavy broomstick, he boat flips 20s while taking naps. Bass pinch their tails for him. They beg to stay. How now, Brown Sal? CPR is the way. They lay at attention, mouth closed, as he snaps just one photo in their best rigor mortis catch pose. If by chance you defeat him, we're not sure what he'll do. You'll get your chance at next Broodstock. If you win, well, he could be you.
Nice.
So, nice, man.
That's all about, guys. Trying to be the Broodmaster. So,
and with that, we're going to say goodbye to Drew. Thanks again, dude.
See you guys.
Thank you, Drew.
Thanks for having me. Later.
Yes, sir. We'll talk to you later, man. See ya.
See ya.
I cannot tell you how much I appreciate the fact that
I'm sure you love the poetry, man.
That it didn't sound like the way people sound when they read poetry on the radio.
Oh.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. It's a pet peeve of mine.
I don't want to kick Drew. That just sounds rude.
Yeah.
I just see him down there and I'm like, well, maybe he forgot, you know?
Yeah, maybe he doesn't. Yeah, but also his camera, I guess the people can't see it. Only we can see it. Are we spying on him now?
We got to kick him. Yeah, I don't want anything.
Which makes me, I have a question.
He could have been naked underneath, man.
So you're talking to somebody, right, on the telephone. And you say your goodbyes. And they don't hang up. but they clearly think they've hung up.
You hang up, man.
You hang up. Anything else is weird, right?
Anything. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Oh, okay, man. I'll talk to you later. It's just like, it's like when you're trying to when you're going on a date with a girl and it was like, oh, were you leaning in to kiss me? And they're like, no, I wasn't.
4 feet away from you.
Yeah. Was that what? Do you think we should? No.
Oh, Lord. Well, it's 8:45, buddy. We did pretty good.
Speaking of Broodmaster, I mean, that's basically me when I go into the golf course ponds.
Yeah. Dude, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Smallmouth destroyed Wee Whacker this weekend. Todd S, fantastic. The smallmouth love that thing, dude.
Dude.
I can't stop throwing it.
I'm waiting to break one, man.
No, they will listen. A smallmouth gets a hold of that thing, it's gonna bend it a little out of shape, but you can bend it right back.
They bend back.
Yeah, I forget. I don't know how to explain it, but it will hold its form. You just have to caress it a little bit, I suppose. Caress the Wee Whacker. I guess that wasn't there.
Ooh, caress the. Yeah, you're just mashing it. Quit. Gotta stop mashing the Wee Whacker.
Oh, it's so loud, dude. It's so loud.
When you get it right, man, it is right. Like and you'll know when you got it right. Like right out of the package, it runs perfect. But I mean, catch a couple fish on it. Buzz baits are gonna do what buzz baits do, and that's bend. It's a wire bait. They all bend. I don't care if it's made out of 96 gauge titanium. Don't care. It's still gonna bend. Something's gonna bend it.
Yes. Yeah. But it works, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a noise, and when you hit that noise, it's the one they want.
I know a couple companies that should add a bead to their wire. Just weld a little bead on there.
What else we got? Josh?
We could talk about the.
I need to go fishing. How about we talk about that? I need to go fishing. I'm going on 3. I think I'm going on 3 weeks.
When did I go? Oh, you didn't go with me at all.
Nope.
Well, you did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, for an hour.
Right.
I guess that counts.
Right. It wasn't that. It was a good day for me. I mean, it was a good day for me. Like, I was happy with it, but the fish were weird.
Thank you, Tommy.
Missed a ton of fish flipping, but that's going to happen when you're flipping into the nasty. I mean, I wasn't flipping wood, dude. I was flipping vines and borderline punching.
I still want to know. Somebody, I was talking to Frank Scalish, and he suggested that might be something called swamp potato, but I'm not sure if it is.
Can you eat it?
I don't see any potatoes.
No.
Are the potatoes under the ground?
Oh,
maybe.
That's a great question.
Maybe, I don't know.
Find out next time on
Speaking of Lake Arthur, which by the way will be in bounds for Broodstock KAS Kayak Adventure Series Broodstock 2025. Lake Arthur will be in bounds. I will not sell waypoints.
That is a tough.
Ooh, selling waypoints. Have you heard all the hubbub? People are getting all bent out of shape, man. People getting disqualified. All kinds of stuff going on, man. In the
waypoints.
In the bass tournament, world. It's been pretty nuts.
Fishing Lake Arthur would be a tough sell for that tournament.
You
Unless
think?
It's on, yeah, that's tough sell. I mean, there's nothing near it, you know.
I mean, personally, all right. So if it's the right day and you get on them,
yeah,
you could win it there.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
100%. However, I am gonna say that your safest bet is probably smallies in a river.
Yeah, I mean,
they've got Pymatuming, I think, is in bounds too, though.
I wouldn't mind like the beaver or the owl.
Pymatuming can get rough though. Pymatuming can get like Lake Erie. It gets rollers on it, man.
It's an east to west lake. It's gonna happen.
I think Tamarack might be in there too.
And some of it goes north-south. So yeah, it can get that way. It can get that way easily. Any of those lakes up there can, though, just because of how close it is to Lake Erie. It's all blowing in.
See that? You see that, dude, Ryan? There are big ones in Wilhelm, but I think Wilhelm is probably more pressured than any lake that is inbounds. That place gets hammered, and it's really, really small.
Never been to Wilhelm.
Duckweed.
The problem is, man, like, dude, you don't have that much time to fish. You don't have as much time as you think you have to fish.
Right.
You've got, what is it, 10 hours? 6 to 4?
I can't remember. I think you get like 4. I think you get like 4 hours on Friday, and then you get like a full day on Saturday.
Yeah, like I would spend my Friday at Lake Arthur.
And then hit the river as backup.
Yeah. Yeah. If Arthur's not producing.
Yeah, hopefully you get lucky. Yeah. And it's going to be the beginning of September. I'm telling you that the bigs show up in the beginning of September.
3 to 7 on Friday and
8 hours on Saturday.
Yeah. So I would just straight up.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a conflict of interest or what, but I meant to ask Drew, but I kind of want to enter that one.
I don't think it's a conflict of interest. Like, it's not like we know anything different, you know?
No, I mean, you got to catch them, right?
We're just guys that like fishing who happen to own a fishing business.
Yeah, we should be able to, but I kind of want to enter that one, man. We should do it at team tournament.
Ooh, I like that.
Yep, that's what we should do.
That.
The Dark Horse Tackle Boys team tournament. I like it.
Yeah, stomping your ass.
Maybe.
Oh. If you put me into a position where sitting down isn't an option and money's on the line, I'll do it. But on slow days at Arthur and I'm not catching 90 degrees, I'm laying back on the kayak like this. I don't care. Sitting there looking at whatever. Because that's a tough lake when it's bad, man. Because it's like you're fishing.
Myself personally, I just don't stop casting.
Right. And
I just don't stop.
You're just throwing at the same stuff. It's so vast. There's so much of the same crap everywhere, and you're just looking for the right pile of crap.
Yep. Absolutely.
And like Hoover.
Well, that being said, but dude, I haven't even gotten you out of the.
I know you haven't, but still, that's scary in a tournament situation, anyways. Why would I want to go do that? I'm just going to go to a completely different side of the lake.
We got a whole year, dude.
Yeah, but when I go to that lake, I prepare for battle, dude. I'm looking for, I'm looking to hurt something when I go there. Like that's the punching bag, Like I'm throwing frogs. I'm throwing, minimum of a half-ounce weight with a flipping hook and a little flipping bait. Like I'm throwing stuff that I can hammer them on.
Oh yeah, dude.
And that was the fun part about flipping that stuff, because I always told Zach, I'm like, I'm gonna flip this stuff eventually. Like I've skirted around the pads, with like a swim jig or a Texas rigged swim bait. Like literally Texas rigged with a bullet weight, slippery style, no peg. Just letting it kind of get past the weeds and letting it die. But I've never actually, by the textbook, flipped that lake and just gone in and out of little holes. And it was genuinely rewarding. It did pay off. I went through darn near a whole pack of freaking Black Label CP Craws.
That is a bad little bait.
I think it's my favorite bait all year. It's probably the bait I've used the most all year for sure.
This year isn't even over.
The most versatile for sure.
We're looking at a possibility of working with 2 companies again that are freaking awesome. Well, one's not a possibility. One's definitely going to happen. This company, small business and all, had a great time working with us. It went very well the first time. Everybody seemed to love it. Yep. However, the guy just doesn't have time to do orders like we need. So we didn't think we were going to be able to work with them again. But that turned around.
Yep.
And we got this company coming back, which I'm very, very excited about. And then leading into the thing I told you guys I was going to give you a spoiler about, Dark Horse Tackle's aggressively average Christmas.
Ooh.
We have a bait company that we also, because of time, didn't think we were going to be able to work with again. It looks like we might be able to work with them. So good stuff, man. Good stuff. These are good companies. They're all good companies. But the aggressively average Christmas, I don't think I'm going to say much more about it than that.
If you can't put it together, then I don't know what to tell you.
I think you should be able to figure it out. We're handing over the reins.
Yep. This is we've said it once, we've said it again. Doing a collaboration box is tough.
Yes, it is.
And if it goes bad, you'll never know, but we'll probably just never do one ever again.
Oh, did you see Daniel Darrington? Arthur kicked my ass a couple of weeks ago. Fished that tournament, left at noon. That lake has gotten so bad.
It's not been easy, man.
It has definitely declined in the last couple of years, Dan, I have noticed. And I really think that a lot of it has to do with them spraying grass.
Yep. They've got to be, man.
One of my favorite places to fish has 70% less grass than it did 2 years ago.
They want those pontoon boats back there, and they don't want the pontoon boat owners going, "Your lake ruined my boat." Well, don't drive your boat in a foot of water, dummy.
Yeah. But literally,
clue.
Jeez, Ryan. Ryan, my mom is watching.
Oh, I don't want to know what he said. I'm not on the Instagram anymore. My battery's dying. So.
Hopefully my mom's watching on Facebook. But anyways, I really think it's because they're spraying, and I've heard a couple things, but one of the main reasons is the curly pond leaf, which I have noticed is coming.
Is that a native species?
No. The other thing I've seen in Lake Arthur this year, which I've never seen before, is duckweed.
Yeah.
I hope that all this spraying they're doing gets rid of duckweed, because duckweed is horrible. There are very few things that can screw up a weedlessly rigged soft plastic that you fish on top of the water.
Duckweed will do it.
Duckweed will do it.
That'll screw up a frog. Like, you're throwing a popping frog, and it's just like, and you're like, all right, sucks.
And the other thing I have seen on Lake Arthur that I haven't seen, I saw like 2 little sprigs of it, like 3 years ago, and it was just those 2 little sprigs, and it was always in the same place. But last year and this year, I've seen a bunch more of it, and that's spatterduck. I think it's a type of lily pad, but it stands up out of the water. It doesn't float on the water, which, I mean, I guess I don't mind that so bad, but it's weird to see it because it doesn't belong there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically bass don't even belong in 50% of the fisheries in the United States, but we're not going to talk about that.
But what belongs in reservoirs?
Whatever grows,
whatever you want to put in a reservoir.
Yeah. All they have to do is tell you it's an invasive species, and then you're like, get that thing out of here. Like, that's one of my biggest gripes with bass fishermen. I've seen some bass fishermen do some asinine, heinous acts amongst nature, in which, if there was if I was a God-fearing man of some kind, I would wish that Mother Nature would smite thee immediately with a bolt of lightning, because killing a muskie because you're bass fishing, or killing a carp because you're bass fishing, hey, ding dong, guess what? Yeah. You're killing native species.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
Pennsylvania. Do you actually think Pennsylvania is native to the bass? It very well could be.
Smallmouth. It is.
The largemouth bass is not native to most of the United States.
No, some dude. They put them on trains in buckets, and as the train moved across the United States, they would just dump the buckets of these bass into the water.
Yeah,
rivers and whatnot. I read it. Where did I read about that? Anyways, I read about that somewhere.
The bass was first discovered in Florida. They are native to Florida. So are snakehead. And dude,
I don't think smallmouth isn't native to Florida.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. I don't think smallmouth are native to Texas, but they do grow there. They do have smallmouth out there, and that's kind of weird to see that you could just catch a 10-pound largemouth and a 6-pound smallmouth all in the same breath. That just makes me upset.
Oh, that's Texas.
Yeah, everything's bigger. Oh God, it's not even the biggest state. Get over yourself. Good
I hope wreck boats don't matter more, because if wreck boats matter more, that's just ridiculous.
Who do you think's paying most of the taxes to the state?
You think?
Yeah, it's by length and motor, dude. Most guys that get kayaks don't even have to pay a registration because they don't need one. It's a man-powered vehicle. And your 9.9s and your 25 horse and under, that's a good majority of your boaters too, but they're only paying, I mean, shoot, my registration's like $60 out the door for everything.
There's some kind of restriction on Arthur. I don't know what it is though.
I'm sure it's
Hi Cheryl. I'm
sure it's some kind of it's got it. I haven't seen anything over like 100 horsepower there.
No, but I want to say it's 25.
Yeah, I've seen some Little John boats get to which I was like, that's got to be like a 25 or a 30 horse or something, but never seen anything like busting like 20 horsepower. Yeah, I've never seen anybody busting like 40 miles.
But I see like decent sized bass boats on that lake with motors that are over. Can they just not use them?
Trolling motor. Yeah, trolling motor only.
And they're not going to use that. Dude, they use their motors.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude, I saw a guy on Hoover with a 250 doing 70 on it one day, and I pulled up and I'm like, hey, it's not an unlimited lake. And the guy's like, I did not know that. And I'm like, how long have you been fishing here? And he's like, I've been here since it was like 3 p.m. He's like, I've been here since 7. And I'm like, you've been running your boat like that since 7, dude. You didn't take a look around you and go, man, there's a lot of John boats out here today. Man, every boat I see has a 10 horsepower motor on.
Hey, listen, it was cool. I was only using 20 horsepower.
Yeah,
I was only using 20 horses.
You did not. You only thought I was going 70 because everybody else is going so slow. Likely story, pal.
So, same time, same place, in 2 weeks.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll be back.
2 weeks puts us at September 10th.
I've got a lot of cool video that is being held prisoner in various memory cards and iPads and phones
scattered across the World Wide Web.
Hopefully I can get some time to get it out soon, but more importantly, I'm going to make sure that your boxes get to you.
Yeah. I'm not too worried about the YouTube video. We're making one right now anyway.
Yeah. All right, Josh. I believe that's it. We might need an outro. That'll be my next little project.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And until then.
What about just play the intro in reverse?
Yeah, I'll play the intro. All right, we'll get that in here and
Have a very good night, ladies and gentlemen.
yes.
Hope you catch lots of fish.
Have a good one.
Visit darkhorsetackle.com for all of your American small business bait maker needs.
Take it easy, everybody.